Hello, online pipe community. Ethan, Parsimonious Piper here, and today we've got another episode of YouTube Piper's Care. Been a week and a half or so, and yes, I am still struggling with my voice, although I feel fine, and I've got just a tiny nagging cough from whatever it is that's keeping my voice down, but I sound a lot worse than I feel. So I do appreciate those of you who have kept me in your prayers. I know a couple have encouraged me in that regard. I'm feeling fine. And my wife's perfectly happy with me not being able to talk all that much. So while we do this, in a 2-star Pipe by Lee rusticated bent apple, I have got a bowl of Mark Twain, which we'll talk about tomorrow if I have enough voice to do so. Let's dive right in. A couple of weeks ago, Matthew, picking and piping, lost an aunt, and he has another aunt who is fighting cancer. With the sickness and death in that family, let's keep them in our prayers this week. Big Mike's Pipes and Blends. His blood clot and neuropathy in his foot and leg are still giving him problems. And to make things worse, he told me he found out this last week that his medications are jumping in price by an astronomical amount on a monthly basis. So not only is he fighting the health issue itself, but he's going to be fighting his health insurance and providers to try and figure out a way to make this affordable. Let's give him some support this week too. Central Cal Piper, if you recall, for a while, his mom, who was 81, had been fighting COPD and more recently congestive heart failure, and he had shared with her that she was just tired. She was ready to quit fighting. Well, this last week, I won't say she lost the fight. She moved into the next phase of her life, which is an eternal one. Let's keep David and his family in our prayers this week. They were ready for it. She was ready for it. That doesn't make it necessarily that much easier. And I'm sure he will appreciate our support. Ghost Cobb, Sean, last week, been dealing with back pain from a fall. Let's keep this gent in our prayers. Old man things. If you have followed Mike's channel at all, you're already familiar with some of the health issues that he's had. If not, I'm not going to detail all of them. I am going to point out this most recent. He has had a severe cough that because he has weakened bones, it has cracked a number of ribs close to the spine. Painful and dangerous. Mike, you're in our prayers this week, buddy. That has got to be, not just painful, but a bit nerve-wracking. Having those ribs crack right there along the spine. Sapper Smokes. His mom had been improving significantly. She fell last week, hit her head. Spent at least a few days in the ER. I have not seen an update on her. Hopefully we'll get one. And I will have to go out and take a look the next day or two to see if he has posted. Paladin Piper, Pat's son, who is a riot, if you've been following along. appears to have something along the lines of RSV. That little guy is pretty sick. Let's support that family and that little crazy little nut in our prayers. Last couple, Southland Piper seems to have gotten over his flu, and then he got a double ear infection, and he's struggling with that. That's why you haven't seen him. Puts out phenomenal restoration and cleaning videos. But he has been dealing with that. And Nathan Wolfenbarger, who is one of those faithful commenters. There are lots of you guys that are faithful viewers, but some of you are like me, and you're not nearly as good at commenting as we should be. Nathan is not one of us. Nathan is a great and consistent commenter across the board on lots of people's channels. So you won't be able to drop by to give him support, but if you happen to see one of his comments, let him know. Just ping him and say, hey, heard you had the flu. Praying for you, buddy. I think he'd appreciate that. Well, I am trying to keep this Mark Twain lit and talk at the same time. Since I'm failing at that and we're at the end of our list, I think I'll stop with the talking. If you are the praying type, keep these folks in your prayers this week. Drop by their channels. They'll be below. Let them know that you got their back. If you are not, you should be. Light something you like, guys. Enjoy your afternoon.